Today's the day I've been waiting for all month. Why am I waiting? Well, new graphics cards. What am I waiting for? September build of the month. Let's go find out what I would build if I were building a $2,000 to $3,000 workstation for Davinci Resolve right now. Jumping right into PC Part Picker to get started. I've got all the components picked. I want to talk to you about why I picked what I picked. The 3900X, I'm looking for that price point between number of cores that run at a fast speed and price. Here, the 12-core, 3.8 gigahertz base clock, 4.6 boost out of the 3000 series from Ryzen, the 3900X, is a great choice. It does a fantastic job both in free and in studio. Okay, cue the record scratch. We need to talk about one thing, and that's that AMD is getting ready to drop new CPUs in a month or two. A month or two is kind of a long time to wait if you need a computer now, but if you're up for waiting, you're going to get probably a new 7nm memory controller, which should accelerate the communication between the cores on the chip and the access to your memory. Is it going to be massive, crazy improvement, 100% better? No. It will be better, and it may even come with an instructions per clock cycle increase, meaning each cycle of the clock should generate a little bit more work. All right, so let's get back to the build, but I just wanted you to know, warning, new CPUs on the way from AMD. Excellent. Next, we have a cooler. This is the thing I would cut. If you decide that you want to get this build but save a little bit of cash, cut the cooler. Why? Well, the 3900X comes with an adequate cooler itself. Yes, this will do a little bit better for you because it will keep it a little bit cooler, and that'll allow this processor to be up in its boost clock range a little bit longer. But overall, that's $100 you can cut off the build. Next, we've got the ASRock X570 Taichi ATX AM4 motherboard. This board, very impressed with it. Solid power delivery. It looks like they went with their high-end reference on it. And the connectivity associated with this board is pretty fantastic. It does have a 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C port for the front. It's got one here on the back, and it's got a Type-A on the back. Has 7 USB. It has an HDMI out. I don't know why you'd buy this board and run an APU in it, but if you did, this would be the way to go. Optical out, I still love that connector. I don't know why more people don't use it. And then we've got our Wi-Fi on the back and the BIOS flash. Overall, I like this a lot. There is an X470 board I own 2 of that has an Aquantia 10 gigabit NIC in it. I'm hoping for the ultimate build or the Taichi X570 Ultimate coming at some point. To pick your memory, you really have to go through the qualified vendor list. That means you Google and go to ASRock's homepage. You find the qualified vendor list in their support page for this particular motherboard, and you look up a bunch of SKUs, bringing them back here or going to Google and finding them and then putting them into your build. You want them off that qualified vendor list because they are guaranteed to work. Yes, that's right. The standards and the timings and the fickleness of the electrical current coming out of the board, as well as the tieback and the memory bandwidth back to the chip, really do get affected by each and every motherboard. And so you really want to use memory that's been tested by the vendor, by the motherboard maker, and you want to know it works. When you're picking your memory, speed is a pretty big deal. So DDR4 3600, the prices of memory have dropped dramatically. This is a 32 gigabyte kit, but it's 2 sticks. Notice we have 4 slots for memory on our motherboard. I did 2 sticks so that we can upgrade later if we want to. In the storage category, you'll notice I've got 1 Pro and 1 Evo. I got the Evo specifically for the project files, and I got the Pro for the operating system and Davinci Resolve. The logic being the Pro drive will be around a lot longer. It has a much longer read-write cycle lifespan. The Evo 1 will have a smaller one, but it's also half the price. So I did this for the OS so that you've got it and you can move it forward in your systems. And this one in case you have to replace it anytime in the future. King for video editing for me right now is the 3080. I wish it had more VRAM. There's rumor there's one that's coming. But yeah, John, I can't find a 3080. Nobody can find a 3080 unless we want to pay $56,000. Yeah, right, yeah, seriously, somebody has $56,000 listed. Yeah, that's stupid. I know you can't find a GPU because nobody can. Why? Because all the scalpers grabbed them. However, if you really want to build now and you don't want to wait for a GPU for the system, consider the GPU in your current rig. Build around that, use it, and upgrade. You'll feel like you got upgraded twice. You'll get an upgrade, and then a couple months down the line, you'll be able to find a 3080, upgrade again, and boom, even another kick in performance. Give that a whirl. The Lian Li 011 Dynamic XL case is my favorite case to build in. It's a little pricey considering, but let me tell you what, you're going to carry this case from build to build to build due to the amount of space in it, due to the layout, and the flexibility of what you can put into it. Let's say you decide one day, I'm going to go full water cool. You got it here. No problem, it'll fit. Finally, the Phanteks Revolt Pro 1000 watt 80 plus gold power supply. Now, John, question. NVIDIA just told me I only needed a 750 watt power supply. Hey, that's true. You could fit all of this under that. In fact, the power budget on this build is going to be under 500 watts. However, I like my power supplies to barely break a sweat. That means the fan doesn't come on. That means they don't get too hot and they last forever. That's the plan anyway. All of this comes down to about $2,800. Drop out that $100 Dark Rock Pro and you're down to 26 something. Find a little bit different memory, maybe a little slower, and you drop that in half and you're really down in the 2,500 range. If you made it here, thank you for sticking all the way through the video. If you are not subscribed, please click subscribe. I find that 90% of my viewers are not subscribed, which surprises me, especially since I've recently dropped new Davinci Resolve benchmarks already for a 3080 and a 3090. All right, so anyway, self-plugging done. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate that, and have a great day.